Wife of Anambra State Governor Mrs. Soludo urges women to chart a course towards promoting family welfare during August meeting. Nigeria Labour Congress Anambra State joins protest against non-implementation of fuel subsidy removal palliatives. African Leadership Group urged federal government to review petrol subsidy removal. European countries evacuate citizens from Niger following coup. Before the news in details, there is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonya Nwokoye. And as women prepare for this year's August meeting, Anambra Governor's wife, Mrs. Nonya Soludo, has asked them to discuss fundamental issues affecting the family and society. The governor's wife, who stated this in Oka during the first Anambra Women Health Conference, said that August meetings should provide important platforms for women to point out peculiar problems that need urgent attention, beginning from the ones happening around them. We'll have details of the report.
The event, sponsored by the World Health Organization, WHO, was designed to train women so that in return they can take the messages of the day down to their respective meeting venues. Mrs. Soludo called attention to rising moral deficits in child upbringing, depreciation of family values, drug abuse among school children, parental neglect, and quest for illicit wealth among youths as the key problems that August meetings can address. The governor's wife also called for increased awareness on proper family planning among couples, adding that unplanned home is an impending disaster. On a healthy living project, Mrs. Soludo said she is determined to make right health consciousness a household philosophy in Anambra State and asks the women to embrace organic and healthy lifestyles, especially with what they consume. Earlier in his opening remarks, the Commissioner for Health, Anambra State, Dr. Afam Obidike, said that the event would help to raise awareness on common diseases that affect women and how the women in attendance can carry the lessons down to the community level during the August meetings for the benefit of other women. The guest speaker, a professor of obstetrics and gynecology, Brian Ademma, urged pregnant women to always prioritize good antenatal care, use approved maternity homes and skilled birth attendants, and make adequate birth plans beginning from the first day of pregnancy.
This is wrong, this is right. That's the HQ. What do you mean, man? So even if you continue up to that 2 years, so what malnutrition, Nigeria, so they don't really check on
the chairman of Medical Women Association of Nigeria, Anambra State Chapter, Dr. Amaka Onubogu, while teaching about breast self-examination, said that it is important for women beginning from the age of 20 to check their breast at least once in a month, regretting that deaths due to breast-related ailments have continued to rise largely because of neglect. On his part, the Executive Secretary of Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, ASHIA, Dr. Simeon Onyemaechi, said that access to health insurance has made the health services easier in Anambra State, with the agency's coverage for treatments now expanded over 300 health facilities in the state. Others who made presentations at the event include the representative of WHO, Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, Anambra State, the Executive Secretary of Anambra State Primary Health Care Development Agency, Pharmacist Chisom Uchem.
Anambra State House of Assembly has passed a resolution urging Governor Chukwuma Soludo to direct the Commissioner for Works, Engineer Ifeanyi Okoma, to ensure the continuation of the ongoing road construction work at Ezego Obahuekwem Osekwa Road and Oluoha Okechukwu Road in Ihiala local government area, so as to open up the areas for enhanced business activities and revenue generation. The House passed the resolution following a motion sponsored to that effect by the member representing Ihiala 1 constituency, Honorable Jude Ngobiri, during plenary.
Honorable Ngobiri, who is also the chief whip of the House, explained that the road is the only access road to Osakwa Seaport and of economic importance to Ihiala and Anambra State. He revealed that non-completion of these roads, which happen to serve as a link to the commercial focal point of Ihiala and Anambra State, has exposed the roads and the area to erosion and ditches, thus causing more hazards to the people and resulting in utilization of more money by the state in curtailing the erosion and ditches.
Aware that Ezego Obahuekwem Osakwa Road, the only access road to Osakwa Seaport, Oluoha Okechukwu Road, are major roads that are of economic importance to Ihiala and Anambra in general. Be therefore resolved that the Anambra State House of Assembly calls on the Governor of the state, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, to direct the Commissioner for Works to ensure the continuation and speedy completion of the ongoing road construction work at Ezego Obahuekwem Osakwa Road, Oluoha Okechukwu Road in Ihiala local government area, so as to open up the area for enhanced business activities and revenue generation.
On his part, the member representing Ihiala Constituency 2, Honorable Golden Ilo, who noted that timely completion of the road will alleviate the sufferings of the road users and also go a long way to promote commercial activities, facilitate the construction of Osakwa Seaport, support farmers to be more productive and generate more income for the state. The member representing Idemili North constituency, Honorable Kinsley Udemezwe, and his Anambra West constituency counterpart, Honorable Patrick Udoba, also highlighted the economic importance of the roads to the state. In his remarks, the Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Somtochukwu Udeze, lauded the commitment of Governor Chukwuma Soludo to making Anambra a state with the best road network and read out the resolution of the House while the lawmakers supported it through a voice vote.
Be it therefore resolved that Anambra State House of Assembly calls on the Governor of the state, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, to direct the Commissioner for Work to ensure the continuation and speedy completion of the ongoing road construction work at Ezego Obahuekwem Osakwa Road, Oluoha Okechukwu Road in Ihiala local government area, so as to open up the areas for enhanced business activities and revenue generation. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
From the State House of Assembly, Chukwuemeka Modelem, ABS News.
It was not an atmosphere of love and unity of purpose as APGA Ward 1 and 2 came together in a maiden monthly meeting as they discussed on how to be there for one another at all times. This was the high point of speeches made during meeting convoked at the instance of the Chief Protocol and Deputy Chief of Staff to Governor Chukwuma Soludo, Mr. Chinedu Moye. Our correspondent, Ngozi Obileri, has details.
The meeting was attended by members of APGA Ward 1 and 2, Nofia, other APGA members from other communities of the state, their friends and well-wishers. Mr. Moye noted that gone are the days when they only look for their members, only when it was time for election, as he said that the meeting will be rotational as they will always stay, wine and dine together in unity. He urged them to start now to win people for the party. As he said, every one of them is expected to bring at least one new convert when coming for the August meeting and other months.
We winning landslide and with ease. So we keep a meeting now the last Sunday of August. We got to go see money for where they are. One more in the agenda. Madam, but I don't run here in a minute. I have to run here in a minute. You brought to go see money for that. And don't you got what I brought one of that? You got to pala and you get money. You got to pala and get I forgot it and I never was. Now you got some money.
Addressing them, the state chairman of APGA, Chief Ifeatu Obi-Okoye, hinted that he has already set up plans in motion for a brand new APGA in the state. Chief Obi-Okoye, who is a special guest at the event, explained that he already concluded plans to visit APGA members in all the over 179 communities of the state to feel their pulse, announcing that APGA will have executive members in every village as a way of ensuring their welfare. The Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Mrs. Chiamaka Nnake, who hails from Nofia, noted that the leaders of the party in their community decided to change the party's modus operandi in terms of relationship with their members, which was why they introduced the joint meeting so as to have avenue to see them regularly, know their problems, and help anyone among them facing any problem. In their separate speeches, the Transition Committee Chairman for Njikoka Council Area, Chief Clem Agui, and APGA Chairman of Njikoka Council Area, Mr. Chinedu Anekwe, while applauding APGA Nofia for the move, urged them not to relent and said that contrary to the rumors making the rounds that Governor Soludo has directed that all shops in the state be closed, that only shops built on top of drainages are affected. The state woman leader of APGA, Mrs. Esther Onyekesi, and the state youth leader, Comrade Tochukwu Obiade, were conspicuously present at the meeting. From Umuriamu village, Nofia, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
Nigeria Labour Congress Anambra State Council has joined others across the country to protest the non-implementation of the terms of organized labor in provision of palliatives to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal on workers. The protest kicked off from Nolge Secretariat Oka to Alex Ekweme Square and back to Nolge Secretariat. Our correspondent Ngozi Obileri again has details of the report.
The organized labor in Anambra State, comprising NLC, Trade Union Congress, Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGE, among others, were carrying placards with various inscriptions like "Let the poor breathe," "Pay university lecturers their 8-month salary arrears," "We can no longer pay our children's school fees," among others, chanted solidarity songs.
Solidarity, solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.
Addressing journalists at the Nolge Secretariat, the chairman, Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Comrade Humphrey Nwafo, said that the workers can no longer cope with the high cost of living as a result of the effect of the fuel subsidy removal, which he said was done without putting up proper measures in place to cushion the effect. Comrade Nwafo said that NLC Anambra State is totally in support of the national body of the union, urging federal government to adhere to the terms of the NLC in providing palliatives to workers, as he said that most workers in the country find it difficult to go to work because of hike in transportation and cost of living.
The removal of subsidy from 86 naira when Jonathan was there to 185 when President Muhammadu Buhari was there. May 29th, he shoot it up to 525,000 barely a week, and now the thing has skyrocketed again to 617. And if we should keep quiet before the end of the year, they might even go up to 1,000. Our salary has remained the same. Nothing has changed. The minimum wage has not been reviewed. There is no palliatives. Where the cost of living, the cost of house rent, the cost of school fees, everything has gone up.
We are demanding for 200,000 naira minimum wage. We even consider it not enough. Because if you check these collecting prices of commodities now, that 200,000 cannot go anywhere. And don't be surprised in the next 2 weeks, some other thing will happen.
This is a peaceful protest. It is our right, and we are supposed to be free to go about it.
The hardship is getting out of hand. There is hunger in the land. If this government is sincere in curbing corruption, in making sure that Nigeria will work for us, let them breathe air into the grassroots government that have direct impact with the masses.
They stressed the need to revitalize the country's refineries to put an end to the issue of fuel importation and subsidy to enable Nigerians live freely. In Oka, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
And to other stories, the Africa Leadership Group has called on the federal government to adopt a phased approach to alleviate immediate hardships faced by citizens. In a statement, it said this was necessary in response to Nigeria's recent petroleum subsidy removal. Emphasizing the well-being of Nigerians, ALG advocated measures that addressed fundamental issues arising from subsidy removal. It recalled that President Bola Tinubu's announcement on 29th May regarding the removal of subsidy of petrol resulted in soaring prices of goods and services, causing hardships for many Nigerians. ALG urged the government to implement mitigating measures swiftly to protect vulnerable households from the adverse effects of fuel price increases. With plans to disburse 500 billion naira over 6 months to 12 million households, ALG stressed the need for careful consideration of citizens' top priorities. The organization highlighted investment in health, education and infrastructure to support the poor, as well as expanding safety net programs to shield vulnerable populations from the immediate impact of subsidy removal. Now, the first military planes carrying mostly European nationals evacuated from Niger have landed in Paris and Rome, with France and other countries expected to fly more of their citizens out of the West African country after last week's coup. Niger's democratically elected president, Mohamed Bazoum, and his government were overthrown by members of the Presidential Guard on July 26 in the 7th military takeover in less than 3 years in West and Central Africa. With the risk of conflict escalating, France, the former colonial power, Italy and Spain said they would evacuate citizens by air. The first French flight left Niger on Tuesday evening and landed in Paris early on Wednesday, with 262 people on board, according to journalists there. An Italian military plane carrying 87 evacuees from Niger arrived in Rome early on Wednesday, according to Reuters. Journalists at the airport, some 36 Italians as well as 4 Bulgarians, 2 Australians and 1 citizen each from the United Kingdom, Niger, Nigeria, Hungary and Senegal were on the plane, as well as military personnel. There were also 21 United States citizens, a number of whom were part of an evangelical Christian group from Texas, according to the Italian Foreign Ministry. On sports, as the 2023-2024 season of the Nigeria Premier League is about to commence, 10 stadiums have been shortlisted for live streaming and coverage of league games. This was disclosed by the MPL broadcast partner Propel Sports in a conversation with newsmen ahead of the upcoming season. The MPL will return this season with live streaming of games and will be accessible through mobile devices in Nigeria and internationally. Nigeria Premier League clubs are set to hold the first consultative meeting of the season with the inaugurated board of the league body today. The 2023-2024 Nigeria Premier League season has been tentatively set to commence on August 26, with the winner billed to cut home 150 million naira. Enyimba are the current champions of the MPL to a record 9th NPL title in the 2022-2023 season. And with that sports news, we come to the end of the news. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka, on Twitter at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And the main news again. Wife of Anambra State Governor Mrs. Soludo has urged women to chart a course towards promoting family welfare during August meeting. Nigeria Labour Congress Anambra State has joined the protest against non-implementation of fuel subsidy removal palliatives. African Leadership Group has urged federal government to review petrol subsidy removal. And on the foreign scene, European countries have evacuated citizens from Niger following coup. The special message once again, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. Good morning.